Hi everybody. Um, I'm going to be doing a review on the Talens watercolor paints, and they're a company from Holland, I believe, and they make the Van Gogh and the Rembrandt watercolors. And I use Van Gogh all the time. I love their paint. And I'm going to show you something really interesting about it. People are confused in some of the groups I'm in. They're like, is this a student watercolor? And it actually, they have a student watercolor. It's called Talens. And this is supposed to be, they call this studio. And then they call the Rembrandt professional. But I want you to look at the makeup of the colors and compare them. These are not synthetics. Now, a lot of companies, when they have a lower level, their student grade or whatever, watercolors, they use synthetics in them. Van Gogh does not do that. Okay, just for instance, let's look at the gamboge here. And you can see it's PY 154 PO 48. So let's go over here to the Royal Talens and look at their gamboge. I hope I'm saying that right. Theirs is a PY 150 PO 48. Okay, so the Indian yellow is the PY 154 PO 48. So the that means that Van Gogh, the gamboge in that is the Indian yellow in the professional paint. You're actually getting a professional paint. Um, there are some other ones that we can look up, like I think it's Azo Yellow was one here. Let's go back to Van Gogh. And there's a color I really liked. Oh, it's the Indian Yellow. Okay, let's look at Indian Yellow. Here we have the PY83 on Rembrandt. Let's look where PY83 is the Azo Yellow. And another thing that I really like about their paint is that almost all of it is light fast to 100 years. This is in a museum setting, but it's a standard across all paints. They rate it as to their light fastness in a museum setting. Now on the Van Gogh, um, I really love their single um, colors. You know, they're not mixed. Some are, but predominantly, if you look, they're all transparent, which means they're very mixable. Now this one is one that isn't, but uh, looking through here, I mean, predominantly this little box here, if it's all white, that means that it's transparent. With a slash, it's semi-transparent. And if you'll notice the little plus signs here, that means that they are light fast up to 100 years under museum conditions. So that, and the choices in the Van Gogh are more limited, but I mean, I have not found that to be a problem. There's just every color I could possibly want in this, and they run about $2.50 or $3 for a tube, which is excellent. And their color is probably not quite as saturated as some of the professional paints, but I work in lots and lots of light layers, so it's perfect for me. This one I found really interesting, the transparent titanium white, and it's a transparent, and actually can overlay this on some of your colors to create like a veil, probably like a mist, and anything under it is still going to show through, which is fascinating. I've not tried it, but it's something that I think that I probably will try just because it sounds really fun. Um, let's see. Now, I was looking for, okay, I have the rose in, and let's look at the what it's made of. PR122 and PW6. Let's go to Van Gogh. Okay, and it's not, this is a single pigment. So it's just a PR122. Um, and I wasn't that excited about this shade. Because it was a little bit opaque and it was a little bit dull for me. Where most of their colors are just really rich and intense. Um, but I have this one and I really like it. I just have a lot of their paints. I have this turquoise green. It's fantastic. I just love it, and it's transparent. So I hope that this helped a little bit. If you had any questions about the Van Gogh paint and um, whether it was student grade, whether it's professional, how it works, I think you're getting a huge bang for your buck by using the Van Gogh, and I've compared it with I've used Core, I use Holbein, I don't know. Anyway, Sennelier, Winsor Newton, and I find myself just often just reaching for my Van Gogh colors because I'm just really familiar with them. Um, they just work so well with being a single pigment. So if you have any questions, drop them in the box below, and I would appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks a lot and have a great day.